Hello everybody and welcome back to Stellaris, where it's time. You guessed it, we need another science chip. I know that's a little bit anticlimactic, but even so, it's what we need right now, and so we shall get it. Also, okay, there's music starting up. I was gonna say, why don't we have any music right now? But we appear to be completely fine. So let's go ahead and go up to fast speed for now.
Space charts up.
And we have completely surveyed Ginnog. Fantastic. We've got 6 minerals and 3 energy credits. We could definitely use more minerals right now, although in the future it's going to be less than the most useful resource. For now, we're going to build a starbase over here, and we can see that this constellation has 2 exits. One here and one here. So those become high priorities to survey.
Space charts up.
Excellent. We've also finished up this one over here, and so we will go survey this way. There we go. Now, I would like to think about maybe getting a mining district here, but in reality, I'd kind of like to just find a mining world. That said, I do want to establish a ground rule here. We are only allowed to settle on particular types of worlds. Ocean worlds, I think that we should be allowed to settle on perhaps relic worlds, because they're really a kind of mysterious, not really mysterious, but kind of a special sort of thing. Ecumenopolises, maybe, if we can like headcanon that they're underwater ecumenopolises. Ring worlds should be allowed, I think. And we should also be able to settle on Gaia worlds. So, like, all of the special types of worlds... Oh, and habitats, if necessary. All of the special kinds of worlds, but in terms of, like, normal worlds, we're only allowed to settle on them if they're ocean. If they're continental, that's not good enough. If they're any type of a wet other than ocean, if they're frozen worlds, not good enough. It has to be ocean or a special world type. That's the rule set that we are going under for colonization, and we know that we're going to have a bit of a slow start on the colonization front. There's our next science chip, and I want to recruit up a leader for this. Ooh, anomaly research speed. This is perfect, because what I wanted this guy to do is go through and research these anomalies. So that's what he's going to do, starting with this level 2 anomaly. And of course, this is a small rectangular object on the surface of this planet that is deflecting all scanning beams like a mirror. Our sensors are unable to determine its material composition. Okay, so we'll go take a look at that. Fantastic. After he's done with that, he can then go work on this one. And then there's also one up over here. Actually, 2 up over here. Perfect. So our construction ship is going to begin working on mining stations over here. Glorious. This particular music is a little bit quieter than a lot of others. I'm just going to bump it up a little bit. We may have to keep an eye on that, though. It's still a little quiet, but ooh, the Gruner. The Damp Magistrate of the Six crew are eager to report that they've uncovered the remains of an ancient spacefaring species on 1337-438, who appear to have inhabited the planet some 7 million years ago. While it's unclear why this species, who called themselves the Gruner, disappeared from the Hadnock system, our scientists have isolated a promising archaeological dig site on their planet. Perhaps a further study will yield more clues. Perhaps, and we will definitely do the archaeological site there, but not just yet. Okay. Now we do have access to a tradition. This is the new tradition system that came in like most of the way through the last series, and that's fascinating. We get to explore this from a fresh start this time, so that's great. Now, historically, I've pretty much always gone the discovery tree because there's that 10% research speed boost, research subsidies as an edict, survey speed, science or research alternatives, and researcher upkeep. All of this is really good for getting ahead in tech. And the question is that what we want? Adaptability is not necessarily... I mean, eventually we're able to get all but one of these, correct? Correct. Okay. So we'll have to think about which one we don't want to get. But for now, I feel like we should probably go for Discovery. I feel like it's just too strong to pass up that early 10% research speed boost. So we're going to grab that, and that will be fantastic. Of course, we're not the fastest at getting our traditions, but that's okay. After all, we do not need to be. The administration on Hearthsea received the report on the alien remnants with some apprehension. The leavings in question are now widely considered to be definitive proof of unknown forces once having been active in the galaxy, though some prominent Pictish thinkers reject this in favor of identifying the traces as freak geological formations, or results of curious natural phenomena. Yeah, that's definitely a little concerning. A habitable world survey. I would love to. We haven't found any yet. We now know without a doubt that a thriving biosphere is not something unique to Hearthsea. Both the scientific community and the public at large are eager to learn more about the various forms of alien life found throughout the galaxy. Efforts to catalog the life forms we encounter are already underway, but our xenobiologists have urged us to focus our planetary survey efforts on habitable, life-bearing worlds. We'll try. We could take this influence, but we'll try. Actually, we don't see any right now, and we know that our guaranteed habitable worlds are going to be frozen instead. Maybe we should take the influence for now. Yeah, we'll do that for now. That's okay. We need to set our first contact protocol. Our recent encounter with alien life forms has reignited and made suddenly more urgent the old debate on how we should approach meeting any potentially intelligent alien civilizations we may meet. While some advocate taking hostile preemptive action against them, others advise caution, pointing out that it would be wise to learn more about the aliens' capabilities before we risk antagonizing them, and I fall in that second category. So, it is indeed wise to be cautious. We are not, in fact, going to be proactive, because we can't do that. And we're not going to be aggressive. We are going to be cautious.
Our lookouts.
Excellent. So we found an anomaly up here. We'll leave that be for now. Our anomaly research ship will get to it eventually, and we'll just queue that up. Excellent. Now then, we're seeing a potential exit over here. Ooh. The Damp Magistrate of the Six has discovered a previously unknown strategic resource on XR7012, dubbed volatile motes. These preternatural particles, there we go, contain a tremendous amount of energy which could be exploited in energy production, as fuel, or even as explosives. While we do not yet possess the means to extract this resource, we should seriously consider establishing control of the system for future exploitation. And indeed, we were going to do that. Absolutely. That's a fantastic system for us to get as a potential fallback defense position. So that is great. Although this is technically a better position, so there is that. While conducting service scans of Ginog 5, a science officer, I'm going to go with Kilashation? I think that's probably poor in terms of pronunciation. And the crew of the Damp Periplus discovered what appears to be an artificially carved slab of rock covered in alien writing. They've not yet detected any other signs of alien activity on the planet, and exactly how this mural came to be here is a mystery. We've prepared a special project to translate the text. Fascinating, and that is something that we absolutely should do. So let's go ahead and translate that. We need a science ship to do it, and we'll just Control-Shift to prepend that to the list of actions. Fantastic. That's my favorite shortcut key in Stellaris, absolutely. Control-Shift prepends, Shift would append to the end. Postpend? Maybe it's postpend. Maybe I'm making up words. It's hard to say. What is our... Okay, this is our platform. 2 additional generator districts. That's a crappy platform. We do get 6 months worth of Unity. I really don't want to. Maybe later. Honestly, we don't need generator districts, so we're fine for now. Do we want the 6 months worth of Unity? I don't think we even care that much about that. So we'll hold off on it for the moment. That is fantastic, of course. And that's where our special project is. What? Oh, right, that is this ship. Okay, I was a little confused. I thought it was this one up here for a moment. But no, that's not a thing. So we do need to send this fleet up over to Bapagia, and so we shall. We'll go colonize that, or not really colonize, but we'll build a starbase over there. Make that be part of our empire. Just fantastic. You can see our empire sprawl is already starting to creep up. We do want to get an alloy foundry in here fairly soon.
Lookouts have detected an anomaly.
Ah, ship sensors are picking up an unexplained pattern of interference in the Hadnock system. We'll leave it be for now, and we will queue that up with our anomaly ship. Fantastic. Okay. We should probably think about building additional combat ships, but I usually delay that for a while in Stellaris. If we run up against an early aggressive enemy, we can always do a pivot, but that could take some time at this stage of the game. Science Officer Keely Shashin. I'm going to have to try to think about a better way to pronounce that. I don't like that. Keely Tiatian? Keely Tiashin. It's awkward. We'll go with Science Officer Awkward. There we go. That's a good way to pronounce it. Has managed to partially translate the Alien Mural discovered on Ginog 5. The text contains a staggering amount of data, and the mural evidently serves as some sort of low-tech library. It describes in broad terms the collected technological knowledge of an alien civilization that dominated this region of the galaxy some 80 million years ago. A lot of it's already known to us, but the data does contain several promising leads for technologies we had yet to consider. There's enough data here to keep our scientists busy for decades. But we'll need an orbital research facility to continue the translation efforts. That is solid. That is very solid. Once you're done in Papagia, come on back and build those research stations, or just that research station, singular. That'll do the trick, and once these guys are done up here in Hadnock, they will, of course, head up this way. We're kind of heading in towards the center of the galaxy over here, but the question is not where in the galaxy we are. Answer is right here. The question is, what does the lay of the constellations end up looking like? We've discovered a new archaeological site up over here. We will come back to that. And for now, we probably want to come up here and survey this one. Reason being, we see these hyperspace lanes out over here. We see this one going this way, this one going this way. This is potentially a bit of a precarious constellation with 3 entrances. So let's take a look at what's up over there. Some of these could be dead ends. That's the word I'm looking for. I was going to say deadlines, and then I was like, wait, that's not how words work. Turns out I was correct. That is indeed not how words work. It's time, though, for another science chip. That's an ocean world. Ladies and gentlemen, we got them. Cool. Immense ragged plains of shadow drift across Ginog 2A's face. They're not cast by clouds, but by sheets of organic material drifting through the upper layers of the atmosphere, hinged or rather jointed. This is a very bad time, phone. Not right now. Get out of here. Apologize for that. Hinged or rather jointed to allow for a small degree of articulation. Science Officer Awkward is as yet unwilling to say whether these things are flora or fauna, or what possible purpose, if any, their elaborate shadow casting might serve. Indeed! Let me silence the ringer on this thing. That would help. Get out of here, you ringer. Come on. There we go. Ringer is silenced. We should have no further interruptions. Perfect. Again, I apologize for that. Our science chip is done, and we're going to recruit ourselves another scientist. These are all not particularly good for what we're going to be doing, but that's okay. What we're going to do with this science chip is we're going to fill in some of this back area, and that should be great. We're going to actually build our mining and research stations here first, and then we're going to come over here, build our research stations, and then we're going to move up to this location. Fuggy Hinajad? Yeah, I think Fuggy Hinajad. It's an awkward name, to be sure, but once we have it, we can always name it something else. And that will be absolutely fine. I would think about going up to a second construction ship, but I really don't think that our influence and alloys can handle that right now. Oh, Hearthsea actually has unemployment, so we need something here. Let's see, what do we want to do? I would absolutely love to put in alloy foundries. Unfortunately, We just don't have the minerals for it. We could buy in the minerals, and I'm going to do that, actually. I want to get that going ASAP, just in case we need to make a pivot a bit later on.
What have we here?
A Class 12 asteroid orbits this moon. The small planetoid's orbit appears far too stable for its presence to be a natural occurrence. We'll leave it be for now, and we will of course come back to that. That is a 100% habitability ocean world. And of course that's because we are aquatic, so that is great. We will definitely settle that as our first colony. After we're done in Nemirith, we will just survey all of these in our starting constellation. Unusual readings suggest there may be more to this desolate world than meets the eye, and we'll leave that be. We'll survey all of these in our backline here. Excellent. And we are currently, yeah, we're just running around getting our anomalies for now. We'll queue up more of those later on. We've discovered an abandoned solar sail ship in orbit around Bapagia 3. The sublight vessel was built by an unknown culture and appears to be several thousand years old. One of the massive sails has a large tear where some kind of object passed through, most likely a meteoroid, which appears to have disabled the vessel. Although the technology of the ship is severely outdated, it does possess some interesting engineering design choices, an interesting, albeit primitive design. 300 engineering research. That is over 10 months worth of engineering research. We'll definitely take that. That is amazing for us. Okay, so we're constructing in Bapagia, and then we're going to, of course, head up over this way. Fantastic. We're still working on that research station, but that'll be done soon, and then we'll head over to Ginnog, get this done, and head up over this way. We do want to get to Daska as soon as we can, and we can see here that all of these do indeed connect into other constellations. So we have to make a choice here. Which way do we go? And we kind of don't have good information on that. We'll survey this system. That may give us better information on what's going on over here. In fact, it will. It won't give us better information on what's going on over here, of course, but that is fine. Completely and totally fine. A large mineral-rich asteroid collided with Bapagia 1 at some point during the previous 1,000 years in what must have been a major impact event. An abundance of minerals can now be found on the planet in the vicinity of the impact crater. A fortuitous event indeed.
Our lookouts have detected an anomaly.
Efforts to map the surface of this moon have identified a strange mountain range in the southern hemisphere. It does not appear to have formed naturally. We'll leave it be for this moment, and as long as we're here, we may as well shift control to prepend this mining station at the beginning of this order. Excellent. We are going to go ahead and grab our survey ship speed increase. That is great. And our alloy foundries will be done here in 120 days, and we'll be able to put these guys to work. Of course, this will cost us food, so we may want to put in an agriculture district fairly soon as well. We're doing much better on our mineral front for now. I'm wondering just how many minerals we're actually going to need, because consumer goods are also produced by farmers now. So that means that minerals are mostly going to be used for building, and I'm wondering, and perhaps upkeep for some things. There are the consumer goods producer jobs. They produce more consumer goods. But it'll be interesting to see what kind of a balance we end up with minerals here. Initial analysis of the asteroid's composition points towards potentially interesting finds. We'll leave it be for now. Okay. We spotted something over here as we were in hyperspace. We don't have anything up here right now, and we don't really have much for sensors, so that's fine. We can see that these connect up this way, this connects here and goes like that. It could still connect. We don't really have additional information over here. So that is good to know. And we are done in Ginnog at this point, so let's go ahead and prepend research stations. We can't currently.
A system has been charted.
Do we just not have enough? Or no, we already got it. Never mind. Okay, so we did get some system charting done, and we're just going to head up over this direction, I think. I want to know more about where these hyperspace lanes go. This is going to be a dead end, actually. But either way, you know what? We know for a fact this has to be a dead end. Let's go this way to get information here and here. The reason we know this has to be a dead end is because we see the hyperspace lanes for every star surrounding this one, and it does not connect. During a survey of Bahirum 2, the damp Southern Horn discovered several exotic gases previously unknown to us. These gases have a variety of different uses, particularly in the operation of advanced energy-based weaponry and force fields. Some of the gases can also be used as starship fuel or even as recreational drugs. While we do not yet possess the means to extract this resource, we should seriously consider establishing control over the system for future exploitation. Indeed we should. And you know, while I was reading that, I was thinking, I would kind of like this to be on 2 lines, and I'm wondering if you can put in a new line in a name in Stellaris. Well, that's inauspicious. Okay. We could potentially test it with a save game, but yeah, that's a little bit spooky for sure. We finished up our nanomechanics, and next, I think... Honestly, we know that minerals aren't that big of a deal, but we're going to go ahead and do that. And we also know that we need food. We're not surprised, to be clear, with our alloy foundries finishing up. We're not surprised that we need food, so we will build an agriculture district over here. Hello, corporate tab. I don't know why you're open, but sure. I must have accidentally... What hotkey was that? V. It is V. I could have just hovered it, but sure. Having probed the frozen landscapes of the planet Hadnock 3, we think we've struck something big. Science Officer Awkward speaks of a bacterial life form, unlike any other. It bonds with other individuals to form large blankets that are durable, yet light, and also acts as solar cells. They absorb solar energy with a surprisingly low efficiency loss percentage, most likely a result of evolution favoring those who could gather more heat in the harsh climate. Our researchers back home could surely find some use of this information. And we don't really care, honestly, right now about energy production. We're going to go for military use.
Space charts updated.
Ooh. During a survey of Navogi Black Hole, the damp magistrate of the Six discovered a previously unknown strategic resource dubbed dark matter. This exotic substance has many properties that seemingly defy several natural laws. It could potentially revolutionize the sciences. While we do not yet possess the means to extract this resource, we should seriously consider establishing control over the system for future exploitation. And yeah, I mean, dark matter is really good. We should definitely do that. There's also exotic gases over here. Neat. The science ship isn't doing anything. We see that this is actually cut off over here. So if we rush this location, then that will get us this entire constellation. Our military development researchers have made progress with the samples we sent them from Hadnock 3. They've reconstructed the biological solar cells and documented how they retain heat energy within themselves without taking damage. This has helped them develop a new defensive technology for our fleets. Okay, so 30% progress on improved deflectors. Very neat. So yeah, we're going to move up this way. This system becomes of top strategic importance to us because we are going to get access to all of this. Exclusive access to all of this. So that's great. As far as over here goes, we may not have exclusive access to this constellation. We'll have to see. This construction ship is going to build a starbase up in Fughi... How did I pronounce that? I think I pronounced that as Fughi-Hinajad? Yeah, I believe it was Fughi-Hinajad. I'll have to practice that one. The damp Paraplus crew has succeeded in isolating a signal embedded within the unusual pattern of interference in the Hadnock system. The signal is a song, a complex sonification of an advanced mathematical equation to be precise, and one that Science Officer Awkward cannot seem to get out of their head. Who or what may have composed this song remains unknown, though its complexity infers an incredible level of technological sophistication. Regarding subspace harmonics, the signal's geodesics suggest a point of origin from outside of our galaxy, and we just got a good chunk of society and physics research from that. Great! The Paraplus is not doing anything, and so we shall send it over here to get that level 2 anomaly researched. And then we'll send it to the level 4. That's going to take it a while, but that's okay. And then we'll send it over to the level 1 and the level 3. Sure. Ought to keep it busy for a while. This is an alpine world, so that'll need to be terraformed. That's completely okay. And with that, it is time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And next episode, we are going to continue our expansion. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and I will see you all next time. Okay, we'll go through this quick. Impressive structures litter a small area on the surface of Uner 5A, practically begging for some archaeological work, indeed. And with that, I will see you all next time.